right, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about your back office, project management, and productivity, all rolled into one. So I always tell people when they talk about their back office and their struggles and things like that, I always say, don't let your back office prevent the success in your front office. And I believe that so strongly that years ago, I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. I'm trying to show you. The light is really, but I created a bookmark. Don't let your back office prevent the success in your front office. So if you like a bookmark, you can always let me know. Email me, I'll send you one or a couple. But anyway, so let me ask you this. See if you can feel me on this. You know, it's kind of like as we're running our day-to-day of our business, it's kind of like just as soon as it looks like that to-do list is going to zero, other things come up. Like, it's like, okay, I'm almost done, and then more things are being added all the time, whether it's you adding them or if you have an assistant, a team, they're adding stuff. It's always stuff to do in our business, and it can get overwhelming, and it's to the point that, you know, we've all been there. I'm raising my hand. I still deal with this too, but, you know, we're working hard. We skip lunch. We skip our breaks. And even working in the, you know, in the evenings, right? After we, you know, go home, do whatever we need to do there, we're back working in our businesses, only to realize that our to-do list will never go to zero. All right. So for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Felicia Streeter. I'm the performance and growth strategist for government contractors. And so today in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you key productivity tips and hacks to take the overwhelm out of your day-to-day and being a small business owner. All right, so make sure you stick around. I'm going to be sharing that and giving you a couple of resources on some of the key points that I touch, and I'll definitely mention those and put the links below in the description for you as well. So the first thing I want to cover is, in all of this, you know, what I'm going to share with you today, what I really want to stress is don't wait. Did you hear me? Don't wait until you have a backlog of projects to start implementing what I'm going to share with you today, because I can guarantee you the overwhelm, frustration, and stress is going to kick into high gear. You may already have it, but start getting a bunch of projects, right, and you have a backlog, it's going to kick into high gear, okay? So the first takeaway I have for you today, and one of the things we want to look at, is your email. Email is almost as bad as text messages these days, right? With the millennials, right? They like to use text messages, but our email inbox is always on fleet, right? It's like never gets to zero. I don't know about you guys, but mine's is never. So mine's, of course, is never at zero. Maybe yours is different. I don't know, but check this out. So one of the things you can do within your emails, and especially if you're using like Gmail, right? And probably other providers have this as well, but you can utilize canned responses. I really love this one. This is an awesome feature that'll save you a lot of time and duplicating the same information, right? So, you know, a lot of times in our businesses, we get asked a lot of questions that are the same type of questions, and we're answering them the same exact way. Well, you can create a canned response for that, right? And they have where you can, you know, it's called canned responses, and you can do it that way, or you can just, you know, in your draft folder, you can also save emails that way, okay? And then you just copy and paste when you're going to resend it, and you may have to tweak it a little bit sometime. That's cool, but at least you're not starting from scratch. Okay, so definitely start using canned responses. Like, for example, you may get where someone's saying they're always asking, when is the bid due? Well, you can create a template to say bids are due on, so maybe bids are due on Thursday or whatever day of the week, you know, basically you'll have a blank. You can always put the date in, and you can always put the time in, that kind of thing. But giving them the general information of what you would say in that email, you can make that as a canned response, okay? Maybe if you get inquiries about frequently asked questions like, What are your capabilities? What type of projects have you done in the past? That kind of thing. You can create a canned response for that. You can also put links in there to link to, you know, if you have something on your website where it kind of shares your past performance, or if you have a portfolio of some before and after pictures of projects you've done, that kind of thing, you can lead them there. Or if they're asking, you know, the size of projects that you can handle, that kind of thing. If you have that kind of information available, or if it's something you would write into an email, you can make some canned responses for that. So start paying attention to the questions that you're being asked on repeat, and then start creating some canned responses, because here's the thing. Once you create the canned response, whether you have a team now or you add someone later, an assistant, you know, virtually or however you do it, they can start replying to those emails for you, huh? So not only will it save you time, eventually it'll take you out the picture altogether. So definitely look into your email. How can you save some time there by using canned responses, right? Instead of starting from scratch every time you're answering the same type of questions, okay? So the second thing is meetings. This is a time drainer for contractors. There's always meetings to attend. Some of them you don't control, right? I give you that, because you may be going to like a pre-bid meeting, a site visit, that kind of thing. So you can't control that. But I'm talking about the meetings that you're facilitating, that you're the creator of, right? Start setting time limits. And I can tell you, in most cases, if you're meeting with people on a regular basis, it doesn't take an hour to get anything accomplished. Most of that time, if you think about it and start watching when you go to meetings, what are you guys doing? Shooting the breeze, talking about what's going on, you know, projects, you know, just general conversation, but it has nothing to do with the meeting at hand. So set a time limit. And the way you can do that is if you have an agenda. So whenever you're having a meeting that you're facilitating, you should always have an agenda, right, of the things that you want to cover, and then set a time limit. Now, the other thing is you have to be mindful too. And like, for example, office meetings, you may want to talk about projects, right? So that's your project management team, project coordinator, that kind of thing. And then you may want to talk about budgets, the money, financial stuff, which would bring in your accounting team, right? But they don't necessarily need to be there together. So instead of combining that meeting, and then you're having some people like this, because they're bored, because it has nothing to do with them right now. I'm shaking my camera, sorry. They're bored, right? Because it has nothing to do with them. Set separate meetings, and you can set the time limit and get through them quicker than combining it all together. All right? Now, the other thing for you as the owner of your business, you have to learn how to quarterback without touching the ball. If you know anything about football, right? The quarterback only holds the ball momentarily. What happens is once he throws the ball to somebody, that's where the magic happens, okay? So he can't hold the ball all the time. He has to release that ball. You have to do the same thing in your business. You can't have your hand in everything as you start adding on team. You have to learn how to quarterback, lead your team without having to touch everything. And if you want to know more about that, I do have a resource, a book I wrote, Entrepreneur Extraordinaire, and I talk all about quarterbacking without touching the ball. I'll put the link down below if you're interested. All right. Now, the third thing I want to talk about here is productivity. And I know some people just cringe at that because, you know, you're fly by the night. You want to do things however you want to do it, right? And you don't like structure. Let me tell you, structure will create more freedom in your business and in your personal life. So here's the thing. One of the things that is a game changer, and it has been for me, and I had gotten away from it, and I think I added it back in December, I think. So maybe like 3 months ago, because I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is crazy, and I just didn't feel things were right. So I added back time blocking into my own schedule, okay? And I'm pretty good with my time and systems and all that stuff, but I needed to add back time blocking, especially with servicing clients. Okay, so time blocking is really great, and maybe I'll do a video on it, but if you guys are interested, let me know, and I'll do a whole thing with the screen and all that stuff. But time blocking, you'll block out key things that you need to get accomplished, like maybe at certain times you'll hold meetings, maybe at certain times you'll work on contracts, invoicing, billing, whatever it looks like for you in your business, but you time block that time to make sure it gets done and you're focused on those things, okay? Now I'm gonna put a link to Jordan Page's video, which is the one I looked at to get back into time blocking. So I'll put that link below. It's a YouTube video. It's free. You can check that out if you wanna get into time blocking. Another thing to help with your time blocking and setting that up is tracking your time. You know, how much time are you spending doing certain things? And here's one I challenge you to do. Track how much time you spend running around, driving from place to place. Oh my gosh. I know some people that I don't know how they do it, because they go like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like, why don't you structure that in some type of order where you go into a circle versus going back and forth across town? Like, that's just crazy to me. A lot of wasted time. Okay, so track your time, and that'll help you facilitate your time blocking. The next thing to look at is your to-do list. Okay, what are you doing? Plan a to-do list to make sure you're getting the important things done. And that's simple. You can use something like Google Keep, which is a free resource. I love that. You can use Trello, which is something I use with my clients. You can use Evernote. You can use reminders on your Apple phone. So whatever you have, I'm sure there's a free resource you can use to track your to-do list. Now, I kind of talked about this back and forth across town. The other thing you can do is batch and map out your errands. So I'm talking about, if you know you're going to a site visit, what else do you need to do on that side of town, right? Maybe it's something you had on your list for today, but the site visit is tomorrow. Can it wait till tomorrow when you're in that same area? That kind of thing. You know, if you're picking up materials for a site, what else do you need to do over in that area? If you're dropping off blueprints or you're getting permits, map it out so that you're not running back and forth across town. And if you have a to-do list, right, that you create like the night before or something like that, it will definitely minimize that, okay? Okay, this one is probably gonna sting a little bit, but because people are very hesitant of this one, but delegate, you know, start adding to your team. And I don't mean that you have to hire an employee. I'm talking about outsourcing. You can get a virtual assistant. You can get project management support virtually. And that's even something that I've added on to my business to help in more of a turnkey fashion for our clients because of the needs that we see they have. So I've added on more teams so that we can facilitate helping you guys get through your first few projects until you're able to hire on a team directly with your company, okay? And we even show them how to, you know, get into your systems and that kind of thing. So that transition handoff. So yeah, we help you with that, but definitely look into delegating. You can't do everything yourself, right? Like your office activities, invoicing, paying bills and contractors, writing contract agreements, and project management type of activities. Some of that you may not know, and it really is not the best use of your time to sit and try to learn it all. So those are great places to start outsourcing. Okay, excuse me. So where can you start outsourcing to get some more time back as well? And stop trying to, for example, I have clients and they're like, yeah, I'm working on my website. You're a contractor. Why are you doing your website? It's so much cheaper just to pay somebody, do the website, and you focus on contracts. Okay? So think about that. Those are 3 areas you can definitely start changing up, you know, managing better in your business. So I want you to, you know, managing your activities in relation to your time is important. Especially as you grow your business, right? There will be more running around because you're going to have more projects. It's going to be more paperwork and more people pulling at you wanting your time. Now, That's the reality. It's a great place to be, but we can definitely manage that, okay? Assuring that everything is getting done, not just in the field, because that's your area of expertise. So you got that, you know, that's down solid. But in your back office, that time blocking is going to be crucial. That is a crucial element that you need to add like yesterday, okay? Here's a stickler, I know. Now, being disciplined in your execution. You got to do that. Be disciplined in your execution of your meetings with an agenda, right? Will assure meetings don't run over time, take all day, and it will make sure that you cover all of the important items that you discussed. So making sure they're not forgotten, okay? Now, you can live in overwhelm, frustration, and stress and allow that to kick you, you know, I don't know what I wanted to say there. I just had a brain fart. Okay. So anyway, but the stress will definitely get to you. Overwhelm, stress, frustration will kick in if you're trying to do everything yourself. Ooh, excuse me. So I don't want you to try to do everything yourself, because here's the thing. Government contracting is a beast by itself, okay? So everything you're doing with government contracting, trying to learn the ins and outs of that, and all of the back office stuff that you have to do, and then, you know, trying to maintain your books, all of the paperwork, and did I forget to say business development, because you need to do that too. It will lead to burnout like really, really quickly. So we don't want to do that, okay? Definitely start implementing these productivity hacks like today. Pick one, start implementing, okay? Now, if you want more help with the things that I've covered here today, then come join me in my project management system program, because you can't do it all alone. That's the reality. You can't do it all alone. But with systems, processes, and getting organized, not only in the field, but with your project management tasks, it can be managed. It can be managed until you start hiring people on to help you in your business. And once you hire them, you have to delegate some stuff to them too, okay? You can't just hire them and give them one or two things. You need to start delegating and use the resources that you have, okay? So down below, I'm going to put the links that I mentioned, some resources I have for you. And I'll also put the link to sign up for the project management system to get you, back on track, get your back office organized, get some systems in place, some processes and that kind of thing, so that you're ready to manage multiple projects, right? That's the goal, to have multiple projects, have a backlog of projects, right? That's what we're in business for. That's where the money is made. That's where the consistent cash flow comes in. So I'll put all those links below. If you want more information about joining the project management system program, the link will be below. All right. So I'll see you next time. Get productive. Bye for now.